Hello, I'm Nobby Clark. Welcome to my workshop. If you happen to have watched my video from a couple of weeks ago where I showed a few upgrades I've made to my mini mill, one of the items I showed very briefly was a poor man's DRO that I'd fitted to the machine. I used a very inexpensive plastic vernier gauge which I attached to two mounting points, one on the column and one on the head of the mill. This initially was just to test out whether the system would in fact work, and it proved that it was going to work fine. So since then I've modified and added a stainless steel digital vernier gauge. The advantage of this one is that it will measure to in imperial 3 digital places where the plastic one only measured to 2. It will indeed actually measure down to half a thousandths as well. So this is going to be more than accurate enough for the milling work that I do. You see I've mounted it to the column and onto the head of the mill. The function, which I hope you can see clearly, with an on-off switch here, switch the vernier on. You can adjust it to read either in imperial or metric measurements. It can be zeroed here. And the advantage of this is that the vernier will only measure the actual movement of the head of the mill. So with the mill I've got, there's a lot of backlash, which I found made it very difficult to make adjustments using the scale on the hand wheel at the front of the mill. But as you turn this, once the backlash has been taken up, it starts to give you a measurement. So I think I'm going to find this a very, very useful feature. I'm reversing it here. There's a lot of backlash before anything actually happens, so that can be adjusted up and down. And of course you can zero these in any position. Before I fitted the original one, I did actually do some experimentation with the mill to see how much movement the head of the mill has, and in fact it only has about 150 millimeters of movement up and down, 6 inches of movement up and down. This is a 150 millimeter vernier gauge, so I'm never going to be using that total amount of movement anyway, so this is going to work very well for my use. And you can buy much longer DRO devices which can be attached at the top and bottom of the scale to the column of the mill, with the reader attached to the head of the mill. I mean, these are actually quite expensive items to buy, and I didn't really want to budget for an item like that. These inexpensive stainless steel vernier gauges, so I mean, I think this one only cost about £9, so it's a very, very cheap alternative, and it's going to do the job very, very well for me. Well, I hope that's of interest to you. I thought just giving you a quick update on my previous video. But anyway, thank you very, very much for joining me today, and I hope to have some more videos for you very, very soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.